All right, now we're going live. There's something wrong with the connection there. Sweet. We should be good to go. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Signature Signings 9 a.m. free Zoom training. My name is Mike Rutkowski, owner of Signature Signings, or a nationwide mobile notary loan signing service. And today I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about, being business owners. As notary publics and loan signing agents, we should know exactly how to do our job. But one thing I've learned, uh, and what a lot of business owners don't know how to do, is they know how to do their craft. Pool makers know how to make pools, general contractors know how to general contract and all that stuff, but nobody seems to know how to run a freaking business unless we're got master's degrees from college, which, if you know me, I went to the school of hard knocks. I had to learn the hard way for everything. It took me 10 years in the loan signing business how to figure out and make six figures. And now my students are making six figures their first year. So all because they were willing to invest a little bit of money into educating themselves. And the big, huge thing that I've talked about in the past is role modeling, trying to get with people that are already in the place where you want to be on a success level, whatever that defines it as to you, and asking them questions. And so this is my way of giving back to you guys. I want to give you as much knowledge as I can to help you build your notary business across the country, and also give you a lot of resources as well. And we'll talk about that later. But being business owners on the notary side of the business means we have to have certain things in place. The biggest thing, if you're a signing agent, guys, make sure you're muting yourselves here when you jump on, if you don't mind, please, so we're not disrupting everybody. Is that we need to have insurance in place. As a notary signing agent, if you're working for signing services, most signing services only require you to have $25,000 of E&O insurance. Okay. One of the things that Signature Signings can do for you, if you don't have that type of insurance yet, maybe it's a financial issue, or you just don't see the benefit of investing into having more than $25,000 worth of insurance, is that you can run your signings through Signature Signings under our umbrella of insurance and everything like that. We do charge a $50 fee per order for that. And that'll process your transaction, your payment, and everything. Will kind of be the middleman for that for you guys, if that's what you need to do. But if you're doing this full time, like I hope you are, or you're working towards that, most title companies and escrow companies are going to work with directly want you to have at least $100,000 of E&O insurance. And some of them, including some lenders, if you're going to do signings for certain lenders, the lenders require you to have a certain amount of E&O insurance as well. There's one lender that I work with, they're called Provident, and they want you to have like $500,000 or $1 million of E&O insurance. So if you don't have that kind of insurance, again, you can always run it through us, signaturesignings.com, and we can get that transaction for you. It's better to have a 50% of something and 100% of nothing, right? So if you can say yes to your clients every single time, and for the opportunities that you get where maybe you're not approved with a certain title company yet, or you don't have the E&O insurance that's necessary, we can offer you those resources. But on top of E&O insurance, which I know every title company requires you to have, some title companies require you to have general liability insurance. I know Cornerstone Title here in Sacramento, where I live, and I'm not sure how big they are. They require you to have $500,000 of general liability insurance as well in order to do work with them. So again, if that's a hurdle for you in regards to trying to get opportunity from certain clients, you're definitely welcome to run those opportunities through Signature Signings so you can get that business. Those are the two big things when it comes to insurance as a signing agent. Once you get into becoming a signing service, then there's a whole lot more things you have to have. You have to have workman's comp and commercial automobile insurance. You have to prove all this stuff, and it's a headache. So let me tell you, if you're not in the mindset of becoming something bigger than just yourself, those are the minimum requirements. I would definitely have at least $100,000 of E&O insurance minimum if you're going to try and work direct with the signing service or with the title companies and escrow companies. Okay. Another thing that's important, and also you can't even sign up for any title companies or escrow companies unless you have that insurance. But every title company and escrow company that you want to do business with directly, you have to get an approval from them. So when you're walking in, the title companies asking them if you can be a preferred signing agent, typically there's an application process that you have to go through. And they're going to want to know what your fee structure is, what your hours are, what's your knowledge in certain aspects. I honestly don't know how much of that information they hold you to, but you have to go through that process, and every title company has that application. Some of them go through SnapDocs, like I know here in Sacramento locally, First American, Orange Coast, and Old Republic title companies all use SnapDocs. Now that's not a nationwide thing. I've had experiences with First American in Washington, and they don't use SnapDocs. So I think it's kind of a geographical thing. So you're going to want to find out from the title companies that you want to work directly with what their process is. Because if you already signed up on SnapDocs and you have a good profile, then you have more opportunity of getting signings with those signing services, or I mean with those title and escrow companies. Now, SnapDocs is nothing more than a platform. They're not a signing service. Okay. So when you put all your information in there, it allows companies like myself or First American or Old Republic or any of the other title companies to make sure that you have all your proper credentials, see what your fee structure is, see what your availability and hours are, et cetera, and so that they can hire you. So if I was marketing the First American title company locally, I would walk in there, I would introduce myself, I would let them know that I have an approved and verified profile on SnapDocs, and I may even email them or send them my link via text, however it is. And then when they call me, they can just call me up and say, "Hey, Mike, are you available to do a 3:00?" And I'll be like, "Yeah." And then they'll just go into the SnapDocs system on their end, on the back end of their platform, and they can automatically assign it to you. So understand that once you're signed up with SnapDocs, sometimes signing service will just say, "Hey, I need a notary in this area," and it's the first person to accept it, or it could be based off of every signing service has their own agenda of how they choose their notaries. But like I said, when you're working direct with certain title and escrow companies, if you have a verified profile on SnapDocs, they can automatically just assign it to you. So that's a pretty cool thing. There's another website that I use to get work with Lennar Title Company. Lennar's huge, and they use ourrecords.com, and there's other title and escrow companies as well that use ourrecords.com, OURRECORDS.com, Our Records. So you may want to create a profile there and upload all of your credentials, your notary, your E&O, your bond, if your state requires it, and anything else that they may ask for. It's fairly simple to upload all your documents into that platform. So I would check that out. again, signing up with title companies, guys, you have to get signed up with each individual one that you want to work with. Otherwise, you're just going to be stuck working for signing services. And if you tuned in last week or in several weeks back, we talked about the cost of working with the signing service as opposed to working direct with a title company. And working with the signing service, you're typically not going to get more than $75 to $100 on a signing. Working direct, you're going to get in upwards of $250 plus, depending on your geographic area. Like I said, in the Bay Area, they typically charge, you can typically get more money per signing because of the cost of living in those areas. I see on average probably like $250 for a signing, where in Sacramento here, just away from the Bay Area there, I'm seeing $150 to $200 per signing on average. Okay. Another important thing about being a business owner is record keeping. And that's like one of the things I hate the most. Invoicing and balancing, making sure that we're crediting the payments that we get from our escrowing companies, our signing services, making sure that we're reconciling those. And nothing, how do I say this? But when it comes to money is a touchy subject. People can get offended easily in regards to money. Sometimes I make a mistake. I admit I'm not perfect, but I do my best to pay all of our signing agents on time, as fast as I can. But every now and then things slip through the cracks and I might miss somebody's payment. And for that, I always apologize. That's never an intentional thing. But how you react and react as a business owner is very important. Sometimes I've got people, they come at me, they're like, hey, you never paid me for this signing that I did 60 days ago. And I'm like, oh, I apologize. Let me look into it. And it turns out I did. And they didn't reconcile it properly, or they forgot to mark that it was paid. And all of a sudden, they're the ones eating crow, So when you approach somebody as a business owner, don't come at them like they did you wrong. Be polite about it, in my opinion. That's going to get you a lot further. How I do it is I always ask, hello, I just want to let you know that I don't have any record of payment on this file. Could you please check your records and see and confirm if payment was sent or not? It's very balanced. I'm not coming at them like they did me wrong. I'm just asking, hey, can I get an update or a status on this file? Because I have no record. But if you do, I'd like to see it. And usually they can show me that the check was already cashed, and I'll be like, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Sorry to waste it. And other times, they made a mistake as well. You know what? It happens. We're all human. We make mistakes. And they're like, oh my gosh, Mike, I'm so sorry. We totally forgot to get this check out to you. Or often what happens is they'll sign it to the wrong signing service. Signature Signings has similar names to other signing services. There's Signature Closers, there's Successful Signings, there's all kinds of SS signing companies. So it happens. And so it's important that you act professional when it comes to asking for money and checking on files. Don't come at them like, hey, you did me wrong, because I guarantee you, most people, they are not trying to do you wrong. If you want to have a good name in this business, you want to pay your people on a timely manner. Because I see all you guys' chats. I used to be one of those people that chatted that way when I was first starting out as a signing agent. And I'm like, oh yeah, Coast to Coast doesn't pay, and so doesn't pay. And there are shady signing services out there. I'm not going to lie about that. But those that are legitimate, they're trying their best, but we all make mistakes. So I think you got my point there. Another thing about invoicing is I saw somebody on one of the threads the other day asking for an invoice template. And I don't know if they were looking for something where they can handwrite their invoices or not. But in my opinion, we're in the day and age of technology. If you're not submitting your invoices via PDF format to your clients, one, it looks unprofessional, and two, it's difficult for your clients to navigate these paper invoices, because that means they have to get up, go to the photocopier, scan it through the photocopier so they can get merged into their file, because they have to keep record of all that stuff. They do it all digitally. Most of these title and escrow companies are paperless, with the exception of the documents. Okay, so if you can do your clients a favor by email them a PDF format of the invoice, all they have to do is take the PDF format, drag and drop it into their escrow file, and voila. It makes their lives so much easier than having to submit a paper invoice and then having them have to get up and go scan it and then drag and drop it after that. So anything you can do to make your clients' lives a lot easier is going to help set you apart from everybody else. And so that's one of the things I've learned about running my business is invoicing, doing it digitally. I use a website called invoicehome.com. I think it's like $9 a month, but it allows me to add thank you notes, and it has my logo and has my address on there and everything. And I can run my monthly reports and see how many signings I did for the month. There's another website which I hear a lot of people use, and fortunately my systems were already in place before I heard about this, so I've never switched over, but that's notarygadget.com. From what I understand about it, you can do all your invoicing. It tracks your mileage. You can reconcile, send invoices, all that stuff. There's a bunch of things. I've never used it before. So if anybody does anybody use Notary Gadget that could maybe shed some light on that software? Anybody? Somebody in here has to use it. No? Wow. What are you guys using for your invoicing then? Maritza, what are you using for invoicing? Unmute yourself.
I use my own invoicing.
I use PBS.
What's that? I'm having trouble hearing you.
I use TBO. Sorry, not something from the hospital and everything. I use TBO QuickBooks Online.
Okay. QuickBooks Online. That's a
Yeah.
good one. What'd you say, Gary?
I actually use Excel, and it actually creates for me an invoice, and I do the PDF and submit it. It's very easy.
Okay. So Gary, he's one of those techie types, using Excel and making spreadsheets and stuff like that. I'm not that technology.
I'm a director of software development, so
yeah, I can tell just by what you were saying. You're probably an Android user too, right, Gary?
yeah, for laptop, yes, but phone, it's iPhone.
Oh, okay. That's surprising. Because I could tell you're a techie guy. For those that are using Excel, I've never been good at stuff like that. So I'm all right paying my $9 a month or whatever it is with Invoice Home. But again, at least it doesn't matter how you get your invoices to your clients, as long as they're in PDF format and you can just email it to them. Also, it's important, guys, when you're sending your invoices, make sure you're in the subject line, you're putting the escrow number. Most escrow officers, they don't go by the last name of the signers or the property address. They use the escrow number. I just realized that it's really dark on my face right now. So let me, there, that's a little bit better. So in the subject line, I would just say notary invoice, escrow number, whatever. I actually will, for my own reference, in my invoice, I will put the last name, the street number and name. I don't put the city and state and all that, and then the escrow number. So that way I have 3 different points of reference that I can reference when I receive payments. Because sometimes, somebody misprints something. They may hit a 2 instead of a 3 on the escrow number when they're cutting the check, or the address number may be off by a letter, or the name may be off by a letter. So I usually put 3 points of reference in my invoices and my software. I can just go to search and I can type in either the escrow number or the street number and name or the last name, and it'll populate every invoice that I've ever done with any of those parameters. So it makes it easier for you to track your invoices and the payments that are received for those. And it also allows your clients to credit those or put those invoices in their file, know exactly which file they go to. So make sure you're at least putting the escrow number. But again, like I said, I use 3 different points of reference: the last name, the street address, and the escrow number. So next week, I'm trying to get my buddy who does my taxes. He owns a nationwide tax signing or tax service. His name's Gary Gukin, and he's also a certified financial planner. I'm gonna try and get him here next week to talk to us about tax planning. There's some things that I can definitely shed some light on for you guys, but I'd rather he do it because he's the tax professional. But there's a couple cool things that a lot of you, especially if you're newer signing agents, may not know about taxes and what your write-off capabilities are, as well as some exemptions that a lot of you may not know about, which is going to save you so much money. I remember I had one of my old CPAs. I knew about this loophole for notaries, and my own CPA did not. And he came at me, he's like, you're gonna owe $70,000 this year. And I told him about this loophole. And he's like, what? I didn't know that. And after he input the information I had given him, I ended up getting $6,000 back that year. So that's how important this is. But again, I don't want to talk about it because, again, I'm not the tax professional. I'd rather have Gary talk to you guys about that. So I'll keep you posted. I've reached out to him, but I haven't heard back from him yet. Let me check my cell phone. Maybe he has sent me. Let me look. Yeah, I haven't heard back from him yet. So as soon as I do, I will let you guys know, because you're going to definitely want to tune into that. Could be huge savings. We're in fall now. I think this is like the 3rd day of fall, 4th day of fall, something like that. Maybe the 2nd day. I don't remember. But it's going to start getting darker sooner, which means it's going to be difficult to find street addresses. It's going to be starting to get cold in the mornings and the evenings. So just a little reminder for you guys, you may want to keep a flashlight in your car so you can look for street numbers while you're driving. GPS is usually pretty on point, but every now and then it's a little hard to differentiate street numbers and which house exactly. You may want to remember to keep a jacket in your car and keep an umbrella in your car. Today I woke up and it was a little bit drizzly outside and definitely overcast. So I'm noticing that it's getting to be that time of year. Hopefully you guys are sticking with what we've talked about in the past. You got your walk-in, you maybe swam some laps, you've had breakfast already, you're taking care. Part of running a business, it's not really about running the business, it's learning how to run yourself. And I've learned the times that I've been most successful in my life is when I'm taking care of myself first and foremost. And that means getting up early, going to bed early, hitting the gym, or at least taking yourself for a walk. A body in motion tends to stay in motion. So once you're up and running for the day, it really helps you out with your energy levels when it's time to start going to work. And it really helps your personality and your energy level when you're talking to people as well. So get your breakfast in, read your affirmations too. Affirmations are so important to you guys. They at least they are to me. I have to tell myself, I have to remind myself every day about what a powerful person I am and how much good I can do in the world. And how much good I can do for myself by reading my affirmations and remind myself the things that I know that I do that aren't good for me either. We all have our vices sometimes that are not always the best thing. Sometimes people can be a little self-destructive, especially, if you think you've earned it. I know sometimes I surprise myself so much. I feel like, oh yeah, you know what? I deserve to go out on a Saturday night and blow more money than I made this week. So I don't like it when I do that. I always feel bad the next day. I'm like, oh, what did I do? Remind yourself about those negative things that may be self-destructive for you, and also remind you about yourself about the positive things that allow you to be the best you can be. So those are the things that I do every morning. Exercise, read my affirmations, make sure I get some breakfast, prep for the next day. I've got my little snack bag of fruit. I've got my jug of water. I've got a little Kind bar in case I get hungry and I'm on the road. Once things start getting busy for you, and you may even be busy, I've found that I'm a much happier person if I'm staying away from the fast food restaurants and not wasting money on that garbage. It doesn't make you feel good after you eat it. And it costs money, especially nowadays. It's like you can't even get out of the McDonald's drive-thru for less than $10 for just a sandwich, fries, and a drink. It's ridiculous. So if you're tight right now and you're just trying to do everything you can to pinch pennies and get this business off the ground, those are some things you can do to help save yourself a few bucks. And that's just meal prepping. Groceries are a lot cheaper than going through fast food or any of that is these days. So anybody have anything they'd like to add in regards to running their business, something that they any tips or pointers that I haven't thought about? No.
Mike, I have a question.
Yeah, shoot, Gary.
I'm just kind of transitioning from working part-time with my current job and starting basically working from noon to 6 as a notary, as a loan signing agent.
Sure.
I've been doing now for 8 months.
Okay,
Right
awesome.
now. So it's been great. I had to reject a lot of signings before because I couldn't do it during the day. But now,
Right.
starting October 1st, I think I'll be able to do that, which is kind of
That's
great.
awesome. Are you working with signing services or are you working directly with title companies?
No, I didn't have any time to go and market myself with title companies. So what I decided to do is start with signing services, and I have like 3 or 4 that actually been very good to me. They've been sending me work every time. Sometimes I can't take them. Sometimes I can. It depends on what time of the day. So I'm hoping that'll get back from 12 to 6 to give me more time. Is that something? That time frame is a popular time for this signing usually in your mind?
Most definitely. I'll tell you guys what, I used to, in the beginning, my clients would call me and they would tell me, hey, Mike, I've got a 3 o'clock or I've got a 5 o'clock. And I would be like, oh man, you know what? I'm already booked at 5 o'clock. But you know what? It's right by my signing that I'm already doing. Can they do 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock? I would give, a lot of times these people, they have availability other than the time that's already been specified.
Right.
And so keep your options open and let these escrow officers know if you can't do a signing, let them know, hey, this is my availability. I could probably squeeze them in at this time if that works. And a lot of times, they'll tell the escrow officer, you know what, I can do it anytime after 5 o'clock. And the escrow officer will just put the order in through the signing service as 5 p.m. So just give your escrow officers some options. Sometimes they'll let you know what, it's got to be 5 o'clock. And other times they'll reach out and be like, oh yeah, the client will be available at 6 o'clock. And if you're really smart, like I've been able to do, my clients don't even schedule the signings anymore. They just give me a stack of documents with their names and their telephones and numbers. And they say, hey, Mike, can you schedule these? And that way I get to have control over what time and where I want to go. And, a lot of times, especially for seller closings, you can get those documents 1 or 2 weeks in advance a lot of times. So I can just say, hey, I'm going to be in your area on Wednesday around 3 o'clock, if that's convenient. Or, and they could be like, oh, the 3 o'clock won't work that day, but how about on this day? I'm like, okay, yeah, I can make that work for you. So it just allows you a lot more flexibility. But like I've said before to you guys, if you're only half in, you're half out of this game. Working for the signing service is great, but if you truly want to get away from the signing service and make real money in this business, you've got to go direct, working directly for the title company. So like I told you guys before, the mindset I had when I first got into this business was, if I can clock in every day for somebody else from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., then I can clock in every day for myself. And title companies open up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm out there delivering pastries or whatever and introducing myself. If I'm not actually doing signings, I am marketing for them. I am showing my face. I am having lunch or coffee with a real estate agent or a lender. I'm introducing myself. Listen, nobody knows that you're a notary signing agent until you tell them that you are. Right. So it's important to let people know what it is you do, because if they don't know, why are they ever going to call you? And I get so much business now just through Facebook referrals that my friends see on Marketplace and through my Google profile. If you guys weren't on a few weeks ago, we talked about how to make your Google profile and all that stuff. You guys should have, if you already have a website, great. Focus on making sure your Google profile is dialed in and letting people know they can reach out to you via telephone or through a messaging service through your website or through the Google profile. There's tons of ways for them to reach out to you. So what else was I going to say? I had something else on my mind, but anybody else have something to add?
Yes, Mike, I have a question. You had mentioned something earlier about our docs. I missed that part. Is
It's
that
called Our Records,
our
ourrecords.com. In fact, we can I'll just share my screen here. I can bring it up for you guys because I know a lot of people aren't familiar with that one. Let me ourrecords.com.
Yeah, while you pull that up, I just want to share my
Yeah,
experience about being in this business.
please.
So I have signed up with SnapDocs and a signing order in the month of April, beginning of May, and I haven't gotten one signing. I have got 3 loan modification from signingagent.com because I signed up with NNA. I took their course and they listed me on signingagent.com. So why is that I'm not getting any signings on SnapDocs? At least on signing order, they send me notification, but I'm not assigned. I know I'm a new agent. Maybe that's why they don't see any signings that I have done.
Correct.
And how do I break into doing actual signings?
So in some of my later broadcasts, my past broadcasts, we've talked about that. It's really difficult for newer signing agents to get opportunity in the beginning, only because they don't have a track record. You know, it's like having a credit score. You get out of you turn 18, you have no credit history whatsoever. No credit card company wants to invest in you because you have no credit. And that's the same thing with accepting signings through signing services, is that signing services typically only want to hire people that they can see have experience. Okay. So what I've told people is, in the beginning, you've got to be willing to do whatever it takes. You have to, go drive 50 miles for $50 so you can get that credit up. At me as a signing service, when I look at how many signings other notaries have done in certain areas, the ones that have the most experience are the ones that I'm going to want to hire. So I understand where you're coming from, And I know it's tough, you know, we've all paid our dues that have succeeded in this business, and it's just a matter of time, but you just have to pretty much try and accept everything you can and not waver about how much money they're paying or how far it is. Once you get your numbers up and you show that people are hiring you because you have good references from the title and escrow companies or from the signing services, then it's going to help increase your opportunity for more signings. I just scored a signing this Saturday from just an individual that was on my Google profile, and he saw that I had 50 plus reviews of all 5 stars or of all 5 stars. I don't have one review that's less than 5 stars. And he said, you know what? Thanks for getting back to me so quickly, Mike. I appreciate it. I see why you have a 5-star rating on your profile. You were very communicative. You responded quickly. And I told him, I was like, you know what? It's going to be $100 to get me off the couch and to your place on a Saturday morning. And then it's $15 for every additional signature once you get me there. And he's like, no worries, no problem. You know what? All your reviews say you're the best. I want to work with you. And so you got to be willing to do whatever it takes in the beginning to get those reviews and those profiles up. If you haven't looked at some of my past videos, us as signing service can leave positive reviews on your profile. And when I see stuff like that from other people telling me that they had a great experience with you, that's going to make me want to hire you as well. So when you're done with a signing, ask the signing service, would you do me a favor and leave a positive review on my profile through signing order? SnapDocs, I don't use SnapDocs personally as a signing or as a signing service. So I don't know what their back end looks like, but I'm pretty sure they probably have a rating system as well. So you're going to want to ask for those reviews after you're done doing signings, guys. It's going to help you get more opportunity. And then again, we as signing services want to see your numbers up. We want to see that people are hiring you, that you've got experience, that you're out actually doing signings. And that's going to help you get more signings in the future. So in the beginning, like I said, you got to be willing to do whatever it takes. Drive 50 miles for $50 or go to a 8 p.m. signing or a 5 a.m. signing. You know, those are the things that are going to set you apart. And it's doing those extraordinary things that are going to make you extraordinary and make people want to do business with you. So I hope that kind of helps you with the mindset that you need to have in this business.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for my first signing
I
to
understand.
come so I can
get
do
it.
that. I'm willing to drive like 200 miles. Just give
I
me
know.
one signing.
I know. And you know what? One other thing you can do to separate yourself is call them. As soon as you see an order come across, find out who they are, find out the name of the signing service, and call them. It's happened to me before as a signing service owner where somebody called me up. They're like, hey, Mike, I just saw that you had an order in Los Angeles and I just happened to be nearby. Is it possible you could assign that to me? I'll be like, you know what? I appreciate your directness and coming to me. Let me know you're available. Heck yeah, I'll get you assigned right now. And I appreciate people that take the initiative to reach out to me. It makes my life a whole lot easier too. And I want to help people that want to help themselves. Okay. So business owners, you're taking something off, you're helping them take something off their plate by letting them know, hey, I'm available. I can do this right now. I want this opportunity. And so that's another thing you can do to separate yourself from everybody else is if you're the first person to call them before they've assigned the signing, chances are you're going to get that opportunity as well.
Mike,
Okay.
do you agree that for a new person to join in that loan signing agent, I personally, what I did is I went and signed up for 2025 signing services.
Yeah.
And it took me probably a whole Saturday just doing that, and even Sunday, filling all that information out. You know how
it takes so much time and energy. I hate it.
Yeah,
But yes.
and it is worth it though. It helps it helps you eventually you start getting those orders, signing orders coming through.
Mhm.
And it just helped me doing that. And now I'm ending up projecting stuff. So I
Yep.
can't do all of it before. Now I'm hoping after October, I should be able to do that. So
Amen. Amen. Like I said, you got to put yourself out there too. If you're only signed up with SnapDocs and signingorder.com, you're going to want to sign up with as many signing services as you can. There's
yes.
also Signature Closers. They have a great platform, and I think that they accept signings through other signing services as well. I can't say for sure on that, but just type in notary signing services, and there's a ton of them. And also keep tabs when you get these text messages saying, hey, we have a signing in this area. Find out who they are and look them up and call them or go to their website and see what you need to do to become a preferred member with them. A lot of you, if you're new here, I urge you to go to signaturesIgnings.com and take our vetting quiz. Once you pass the vetting quiz, I, as a business owner, know that you are a competent loan signing agent, and I'm going to want to hire you. I'm going to get you Fidelity approved right away. We'll have the paperwork emailed to you as soon as you pass the vetting quiz so that you can start doing signings for our largest client, which is Fidelity National Title. And you have to be approved under our signing service to do signings for Fidelity if it's coming from us. Yes, Melissa, you got your hand raised?
Yes, that ourrecords.com.
Uh-huh.
I heard it was so you could have secure emailing capabilities, but is that something different that you were saying?
Ourrecords.com is just I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do. You
And
can
what do you do with it again?
You can just upload all your credentials in here so that all the companies that use ourrecords.com can see that you have uploaded all of your credentials. Also, a lot of a lot of title and escrow companies that use our records, they can give you their application. So like Lennar, I need to update several different things. I know that I was in a hurry one day and I didn't properly fill out these forms, so I've got to go and resubmit them again. It's a pain in my butt. This is one of the things like Gary was talking about. It takes all day Saturday and Sunday to get all this stuff filled out, and it's a pain in my butt. I hate doing it, but these are things that we have to do as business owners if we want to keep getting business on an annual basis. So Lennar, I'm out of compliance right now. I've got to do some things with them to get back in their good graces. So they're probably not even calling me right now because I'm not good to go in their system. So this is, as you guys can see, since I'm sharing my screen with you. So ourrecords.com, you can create a profile, an account, and then it allows companies to see you. It has all my information and everything here. Blah, blah, blah. So I would set up an account on Our Records so that other companies can see it. And then, whoops, sorry. Like I was talking about, come on, why is this thing? All right. Sorry about this, guys. Trying to manage the screen here.
Is there a charge for that, for this?
Nope, there's no charge for that at all. I'm sure they have some features that do charge you, but it's free to create a profile on Our Records. All right, I'm going to take you guys, for those of you that have been here before, you've probably seen this, but for those that are new, I wanted to introduce you to signaturesIgnings.com, which that is not it. This is signaturesIgnings.com. So if you're a newbie, new to our Facebook group, and you're here today because of the post I made, I welcome you to visit signaturescience.com and go select option 5 here. Option 5 is going to allow you to take our vetting quiz. Okay. Once you submit it, it's going to bring you to this page here. Okay. In order for you to take our quiz, you have to create an account. So you have to log in or register. It's not going to allow you to take the quiz until you've logged in and registered. And I'm not currently logged in, so I'm going to log in myself right now. As this is a free account, doesn't cost you anything. As a member of Signature Signings, I give you all these different resources here on the left side to help you with your notary business, especially this resources tab down here. It gives you a whole list of different things. And one of the things I was talking about earlier, and I need to work on the format of this a lot, but if you click on the list of signature signings, approved, signing services, I have the stupid Microsoft Authenticator thing. Just bear with me for a second. It's going to give you a format. It's going to give you a list of all the companies that Signature Signings is approved with. And again, the format's not the greatest, but Stuart, if you guys have any opportunities with any of these companies, Stuart Title, Central Texas Title, Empire Title, Devon, First Ohio, Great American, Legacy, et cetera, Timeo, Doma, Cornerstone, North American, Allegiant, Atlas, Homelight, Lennar, North Idaho Title, Placer Title, Texas National, Wyoming Title, Fidelity National Title, Chicago, Alamo, Lawyers, Tycor, et cetera, et cetera. Signature Signings is approved to do signings for all of these companies. So if you're out direct marketing yourself and you're not approved to work with them yet, you can be, you can still do signings for them through Signature Signings. We will give, it's like a loophole, if you will. You would just have to run it through our platform. You can reach out to me directly and I can set it up for you. And this is going to allow you to get those opportunities that you may not be able to get right now until you get directly approved with these title and escrow companies. And that means probably showing them that you have $100,000 of E&O and a $15,000 bond, and you fill out their application process. And some of that stuff takes time for them to process. So if there's an opportunity that one of your realtors or lenders is giving you with a title or escrow company that you're not yet approved yet with, chances are Signature Signings is approved with them, or we can get approved with them for you so that you can get that signing opportunity. But going back to what I was taking you guys to, or showing you guys, bear with me here. Let's go back to our home screen. I think I signed out. Let me go back to signaturescignings.com. Is once you're logged in and you've created your free profile, go to the vetting quiz area here, take our vetting quiz. All right, a lot of people are having issues because they're saying that 15 minutes isn't long enough for them to take 27 questions. And it's important that you guys understand, if you haven't taken this quiz yet, you do it from your desktop or a laptop computer. Do not take it from your phone. All right, the print's going to be very small if you try and take it from your phone, and you have to be able to maneuver the screen a little bit, because sometimes the quiz has documents that you have to look at to get the answer to. And if you know what you're doing as a signing agent, 15 minutes should be more than enough time to answer these questions. In fact, it says right here, experienced signing agent vetting quiz. All right. If you're not an experienced signing agent, or you don't quite know what you're doing yet, no disrespect, but I want to separate the quality signing agents from the newbies. And it doesn't mean that if you fail the test, you're never going to have an opportunity to work with Signature Signing. It just means that we want you to get a little bit more experience under your belt. And I'm going to be resetting the test results probably come the new year. and give everybody another opportunity to take the vetting quiz if they failed it in the past. But if you do pass it, then we are going to get you Fidelity approved, so you can start walking into Fidelity title companies and marketing yourself directly to them. And if you guys didn't know this about Fidelity, they will not work with brand new signing agents that do not have more than 2 years of experience. So if you're a brand new signing agent and you want to work direct with Fidelity, you've got to do it through a signing service until you have that 2-year experience under your belt. And then you have to find someone that's willing to sponsor you. So it can be a process to get that. But I'm offering you this loophole through us to be able to do that for yourself. Then you have the option to pay a one-time $25 fee, which allows you to get first opportunity at any signings we have within a 25-mile radius of your area. Or if you do $25 a month, it gives you the opportunity to get automatically assigned to any signings we have in your area. As soon as you get the text message saying, hey, we have a signing in your area, as soon as you accept it, boom, it's yours. And we guarantee $100 minimum on every buyer, seller, and refinance transaction for you. So that way you don't have to wait around on the phone, waiting around by your phone for someone to call you to say, hey, do you want this signing? You're automatically going to get it. It's worth the investment. If you recognize that you've paid a couple months and you haven't gotten the signing yet, cancel it. I don't want to take your money if you're not getting a benefit out of it. But understand, one signing is comparable to 4 months. I'm sure we can get you a signing in 4 months. If we haven't, then just let me know. We'll cancel your subscription. We'll put you back to the $25 level. Our clients are all forever changing. We're trying to add more and more each time. And as we do, there's going to be more opportunity for you guys across the nation. But the United States is a big place. I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to offer a signing in every corner of the United States every day, every week, or every month. But it ultimately comes down to geographically where the signings are at. And if you're in a busy area, if you're in an area that's highly populated, you may want to consider investing in the one-time or the $25 monthly subscription, because that's going to separate yourself from everybody else that's getting the text messages for these signing opportunities. So anyways, anybody else have any questions or concerns that I haven't addressed yet about anything?
You don't mind, Mike?
Go for it, Gary.
Do you guys, I'm hoping that you guys don't give debt settlement type of work. Do
We
you?
don't do what?
Debt settlement?
Oh, debt settlement. No, I don't. Signature Signings does not work with any debt settlement companies. We are strictly loan signings. Our clients are mostly title and escrow companies. If you notice on my home screen, though, on our home screen, our page does farm for opportunities from anybody that's looking for a notary. Oh, sorry, that's my back end. Not my back end. So our homepage here, set number 1 says, I need help finding a well-qualified notary. So if you're someone around the country that's looking for a signing agent or a notary public, then they go to this website and they select option 1. We're going to get some information from them. And if it's in your area, we're going to put it through our signing service and send it to you. So we do offer a lot of general notary work through Signature Signings as well as loan signing opportunities.
Sounds good.
But no debt settlement.
Yeah, those I reject. I don't even look at them.
Honestly, maybe I've done a couple years ago, but what is it that you don't like about debt settlements, Gary?
I heard that because sometimes the notary gets themselves into a dangerous situation where
Okay.
the person is set on the lender who's doing the debt settlement or whatever, the collector agency. So they think you're representing them. And I tried.
Oh.
You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
they want you to read word for word something to
Right.
them?
Right.
Yeah, forget all that noise.
Yeah, exactly.
Forget all that noise. I
That's
see
why.
Nick had a question about getting Fidelity approved. Recently signed up and uploaded the Fidelity paperwork. I'll tell you what, Nikki, if you haven't heard back from us yet, email us notary-approval. I'm actually going to type it right here. notary-approval.com. Or no, I'm sorry, approval at signatureSignings.com. And we can get you, we can follow up with you about that approval status. The thing about the approval with Fidelity as well is that we're only allowed to get 5 approvals a day, because they're so inundated with people trying to get approved under them. They only give us 5 people a day. So if we have 10 people signing up every day and we're only allowed to do 5 per day, sometimes it may take a week or so to get your paperwork approved. But if you just follow up notary-approval at signaturescience.com, my admin Tara will follow up with you about that. And if you guys ever forget, how to get a hold of me or anybody else, all you got to do is scroll all the way down to the bottom of my page here on the website, signaturescience.com, and just contact us. I'm going to see this, or my admin's going to see it. She'll let me know, and we can help answer any questions or concerns you guys have about anything. Okay. I'm still out doing signings, guys. I'm still running my own personal signing business, because you know what? Most of the business that we give to you guys is from my direct clients, because I'm only one person that could be in one place at one time. And I did everything that I've told you guys that I've done in the past. I marketed myself every day for about probably 2 years. Like I said, if I wasn't doing signings, I was out marketing for them. Luckily for me, I had a great bartending gig on the weekends. I did Uber and Lyft for a little bit on the side while I was building my notary signing business. But between 8 and 6 every day, 8 and 5, I was in the title companies. If I wasn't doing a signing and I maybe got bored or tired of walking in the title companies, I would sit in a title company. If I had some decent rapport, I wouldn't say great rapport, but if I had some decent rapport, I would just take my laptop computer into one of the conference rooms and I would just ask, whoever may know me, I'd be like, hey, do you mind if I just sit in your conference room for a little while? And I'll let everyone know that I'm there. And you know what? Eventually they get some documents that come across their desk, and they rather reach out, ask me, since I'm standing right there, hey, Mike, I just got a 3 o'clock for today. Are you available? I'm like, or at 5 o'clock tomorrow. What are you doing tomorrow? And it's just easier for them to, if you're already sitting there at the office, and you could be playing solitaire for all they know, for all they care. It doesn't matter what you're doing in there. You're present. If you're the first person they see, they know they're there, that you're there. It's easier for them to ask you than it is for send a text message or make a phone call and waiting for someone to get back to them, because they know they're going to get an immediate response from you. So those are one of the tactics that I use. I would eat my lunch in there. Those are things. Try and get more opportunity for you guys. Is be persistent, be present, let people know what you do, and take care of yourself. If you're tired, take a break. It's okay to take a break every now and then. I regret doing a lot of things in the past from building this business, and one of them was definitely not taking care of myself, and I worried too much about the money. And I've learned that it's not about the money. If you just focus on the relationships and building those relationships with your direct people, they will take care of you and you take care of them. And that's ultimately what's going to get you ahead in this world and get you all those opportunities. And once you start getting more opportunity than you can handle, like Gary was talking about through the signing services, eventually that's going to be a problem he's going to have working directly with title and escrow companies in his area. And once that becomes an issue, reach out to me, because I want to partner with you. I want to pay you for those opportunities that you're saying no to these title and escrow companies, so that I can share those opportunities with everybody else here. Okay. whether it's in your area or out of your area, I want to get those opportunities that you're saying no to out to our network of amazingly qualified signing agents. And that's ultimately the business model for Signature Signings, is to help us all build our own businesses to the point where we've got so much business we have to say no. And we never want to tell our clients no. So at that point in time, you can let them know, you know what? I can't do it, but I've got a network of amazing signing agents that can. And if you give me the trust and the opportunity, I'm going to make sure someone awesome is going to handle that. And we're going to pay you $20 for that referral. And the chances are the notary is going to make $90 to $100 for that signing. And Signature Signings is probably going to make a little bit of money off of it too, for being the middleman. And, you know, it helps us pay for all the resources that we're giving you guys, the website, the signing service platform, the opportunity to work for with all these different title and escrow companies that you may not have the opportunity to work for. And it covers our insurance and everything else. So anyways, it's kind of a win-win for all of us. So, all right. Anybody else have any questions or concerns? Did I miss something? Let me scan these Fidelity Approved. Make sure your email matches the same as your NNA email. Yep, that's a good point, Maritza. Thank you. I thought that was for security. They also have email templates. Okay. Notary Gadget. Yep, we were talking about that. The appointment tracking as well as expenses, very easy. I love it so far. Awesome. Thank you for that input, Nikki. So yeah, if you guys don't have, okay, Notary Assist, there's one. Thank you, Melissa, for that. Sorry, I have ADHD. It's hard for me to focus on multiple things at one time. So I'm just now seeing everybody's messages. But all right, if nobody else has anything else to add, we've been on here for an hour and I've got a 10:30 signing that I've got to run to. So I hope you guys all have a great day. I'll look forward to tuning in with you next week. Hopefully I'll have my buddy Gary here, who again is a wealth management certified financial planner and tax specialist. And he'll hopefully have some great insight for you guys for tax planning. If not, I've got a couple things up my sleeve that I can give you guys, but I don't want to give it away just yet. I want to keep you on the line so I see you again next week. So hope you guys have a great week and take care of yourselves, take care of your clients, and everything else will take care of itself. All right. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.